Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DotaPit Season number 2 group stages. It is Complexity Gaming versus Evil Geniuses, an all-American affair here. Well, for the most part. We have some Swedes as well, but, I mean, for the most part, it is all-American. Of course, 2-game series here on twitch.tv/DotaPit. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Ma. Joining me today, of course, is F4L and our resident stats man, that Phage guy. It's good to have Phage again, but F4L, how the hell are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. You know, I got a bit tired after that last series, had a bit of a break, but I'm very excited for this game, honestly. I think this is going to be exciting because Complexity have been playing very well recently, and I feel like if they can win at least one of these games, they can show just how strong they are. But it's going to be tough. Evil Geniuses are quite the team.
Yeah. I would say EG are still considerable favorites, probably the 2-0 Complexity. But I think it is possible that Complexity could take at least one game off of EG.
There is that option.
Yeah, and if we look at the bans, EG are going to ban both the Skywrath and the Ogre. Both heroes that Complexity like to run. I know Bloody Nine has been playing Ogre in almost every single one of his games that he's been playing on Complexity, and they really like picking up the Skywrath Mage in general.
So it's like Kabu with the Ogre Magi for Tong Fu then, because we know how much he played Ogre in that NEST land final. That was actually kind of funny to watch. So similar,
that was
obviously.
the only hero he played.
He literally played that hero, and that was it. It was actually just ridiculous. But he did really well, I have to say. However, now we're talking about Complexity. You mentioned Z-Freak. His Skywrath Mage is so unbelievable that he had a support Skywrath Mage that was easily above 20 kills in a game a long time ago. I can't remember. Well, not a long time ago, but...
Oh, come on. You can't talk about that game. That was the Dro Visage game where...
Were you in that game?
No, I was watching, but Ash was feeding and...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was like a game with like 40 kills in 20-something minutes. Or something.
Was it that
40
game?
kills on each team, yeah.
It was the famous Complexity versus
Snog
game 2.
Yeah.
That for Dota 2 Canada Cup. What a game that was. Man, I had a good time casting that game. But you mentioned Bloody Nine. Important to note that he is now a part of Complexity as Riser has stepped down. Riser, I think he's kind of here and there with his play. He could play really well one day, and then another day he can have some really rough times. I'm not sure what the reason was for him stepping down, but regardless, he's not here anymore, and Bloody Nine will step in.
Carpal tunnel, I believe.
Is it really?
So, yeah.
That sucks, actually.
Yeah, so it was an injury related.
Okay.
So he might rejoin the team. I'm not even sure for certain. He might be done. Who knows? But Bloody Nine is currently their stand-in. Well, I mean, he's an official member now, but I don't know what's going to happen if Riser gets back. Who knows? I mean, that's up for them. I think it might... It sort of reminds me of like the EG situation from last year.
Mason, etc. Important to note that these are all Han players from Complexity, including Bloody Nine.
Yep.
They have all played their fair share of the game, and so they're actually, this is their first year in competitive Dota, and I'd say, and I'm not sure if you'd agree, but for a first year in this game, I think they've played very well, honestly.
Yeah, they've done pretty well, and Complexity go ahead and pick up the Enigma, probably one of their comfort picks. They like running it both as a jungling support and in the off lane occasionally.
Yep.
Depending on what the enemy team go ahead and pick up. And they pick up the Ember Spirit. I've seen them play this hero a lot. It's always played mid. I think Swindle has played it every time except once that I've seen it, and that was Moon Meander playing it. And EG are going to go ahead and pick themselves up the Razor. So I think EG actually come away from this draft getting probably 2 of their most highly prized heroes in both the Razor and the Brewmaster. I know every time Brewmaster is available, they always pick it up for Fear. And obviously, Arteezy's Razor is pretty infamous for just being god tier.
Phage was looking up the stats and he was posting in Skype and how Arteezy has yet to lose on the hero in 6.82. So if that doesn't give you an indication of how good he is on the Razor, I don't know what will. He's pretty damn good on that hero for numerous reasons. And there is a 99% chance that he plays at this game. I don't think I've ever seen Fear play the Razor. And especially because there's a Brewmaster and Arteezy doesn't play that hero, I have to imagine Fear is going to be playing the Brew. My real interesting thought is, what are they going to pick up for Universe, who has, I think, really done a good job of increasing his hero pool. We've seen a lot of Jakiro recently. Most notably, his Tidehunter has been up there as well, but those heroes are both banned out, so we'll have to see what they pick up for Universe.
Actually, kind of surprising. Usually, when EG have the option to pick up the Jakiro in the first round, they take it, I would say, 90% of the time. And most teams actually go ahead and first ban the Jakiro against them, but not opting to pick it this game. Maybe I think both of those heroes that they got are actually higher priorities than the Jakiro, which is funny enough. And looks like EG are going to ban both the Tidehunter and the Witch Doctor. So getting rid of those teamfight AoE heroes, and Complexity are going to ban out the, well, we already talked about the THD and the Bat Rider. So not wanting to give up the Bat to Universe. And I think a solid ban because, you know, Void doesn't really work too well with EG's heroes. Void and Brew not the best synergy. Void does work well with Razor, but I think we might see a Centaur this game.
That
Possibly.
would be, honestly, I don't see the Universe's Centaur too often. Again, Phage has noted that he's played both Elder Titan and Nature's Prophet in this patch as well. He's got Darkseer. I've seen him play Clockwork occasionally, which is kind of a joke, and that's probably his worst offlane hero. But he's played it well too, and I mean, if he's playing his worst hero well, then he's in a good spot. But we talk a lot about Universe now. For Complexity, they grab Dazzle, whether that's Z-Freak's hero or Bloody Nines. We'll see, because I don't know who's going in the jungle. I don't know who their Enigma player is, unless they put it in Limp. Okay,
It'll be Z-Freak unless like Riser used to play Enigma, but. Yeah. Now that Riser's not off the team, the couple times I've seen them play Enigma since then, Z-Freak's always playing it.
Well, I'm excited. I like the Dazzle pickup here a lot.
Doom. Alright, so they're going to go with the classic, basically the 6.81, the Doom plus a Brewmaster combination. It's like probably the most frustrating two heroes to teamfight against because they have so much control in these teamfights. One of your heroes is going to get doomed. One of them is going to get cycloned, and you're going to have to fight 3v5 for like a decent period of time in these fights. The only downside to these heroes, Doom's not so good in the early game, and Brewmaster also needs his Blink Dagger, so there might be a small window where Complexity can have some aggression, especially in the early game when Doom's not as effective.
It's a lot like the earlier draft we saw coming out from Hellraisers, where they had the Slark Doom and the... what was the last one?
That was way more greedy.
I agree. It was a lot more greedy, but the Razor and the Brewmaster sort of alleviate that, but it's similar in regards at least. But
yeah. I forgot the third hero.
Yeah, me too, man. I can't remember. I don't know what it was. I don't think it was. No, it was DP. It was DP.
Oh, DP. Yeah, way more greedy. In Complexity, we're going to go ahead and pick up the Centaur. I would say Centaur is a really strong pickup here. Very good against the Brewmaster split. Good against Doom as well. After someone gets doomed, you can just click the R button, get them away to safety. And, I mean, we've talked about it so many times with the Primal split. You know, you can basically just negate the entire spell in its entirety just by using the Stampede.
I like the Lich pickup here. I feel like this is going to be a 2-1-2 from Evil Geniuses now with this Lich. Every time I see a Lich, they always pair him in a duel lane with somebody. Whether that's with the Doom or maybe like a Brewmaster, I think it's probably going to be Lich Doom offlane. I mean, because I think the problem with Doom is he's so susceptible to ganks even now. So I think that's a really good choice. And honestly,
Lich plus Doom offlane will be extremely strong. They have a Dazzle support, not the greatest, and Dazzle +1 can't really do anything against a Doom Lich. And this Enigma is going to be jungling, so he's not going to be able to help out the lane. Probably until, I mean, sure, if he doesn't go for the Midnight Pulse build, he might be able to go for a gank at level 4, but we probably won't see him coming out of the jungle until level 6. So I think this Lich plus Doom is going to be very strong, and obviously you have the interaction with the chain and canceling the black hole for the entire game. So that is... They'll have actually 2 spells to cancel black hole the entire game. Both the Doom and the chain. Possibly even 3 if Doom goes ahead and picks up the net creep. It's unlikely, but I mean we could see it if it comes down to that point.
Dark Troll Summoner MVP, maybe, but probably not. Like you mentioned, I think Pack Leader Zora is probably pretty good this game. So the Alpha Wolf might be the choice. You get a Centaur Stomp early on. We actually, it mostly seems like it's been the Alpha Wolf for almost every game I've seen Doom in recently. I don't really see too many Centaur Conquerors anymore, or Dark Troll Summoners, unless it's early on in the game. So something to keep in mind.
Yep. And Complexity are going to go ahead and ban out the Faceless Void. That's a rather interesting ban. I guess they're scared of EG going full greed and jungling the Doom, but I feel like if you're Complexity, you wouldn't really mind that so much. That would give your Centaur a much easier time in the safe lane. I suppose Lich plus Void puts a lot more pressure on your own safe lane than Doom plus Lich, but at the same time, I feel like yeah, Void just isn't a very good pick for EG in general. But EG, they're going to go ahead and ban out the Sniper, one of Complexity's favorite heroes, and they're going to pick up the Zeus.
Now the question is this a Moon or a Swindle Zeus? I think Swindle's played it last time I checked.
Yeah. It's probably going to be a Swindle Zeus mid and an Ember Spirit safe lane. And wow. So apparently EG are going to do the Super Greed where they have the Doom jungle.
Doom played by Zai more than likely? Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well, this is some greed. Yeah. And honestly, I think they can get away with it. Like, what's this Dazzle going to do to punish the greed? Like, what
not
should these
much.
heroes... They're going to have a 1v1... I actually think that they're going to put Razor in the safe lane to give him a 1v1 matchup against the melee hero. Then they're going to put Fear in the mid lane against the Zeus, which he'll do perfectly fine with a stick. Zai in the jungle, probably going to be completely uncontested, and then PPD and Universe in the off lane, I imagine. So honestly, I like this draft a lot coming up from EG, especially the adaptation to put RTZ in the safe lane.
They do this so often too, but it works a lot of the time. They just pick up these super greedy lineups, and somehow they get away with it. And honestly, I don't expect it to go any different this game. So having a Zai as a 4-position Doom is a nice luxury, unless he gets caught out of position here. He is very aggressive right now. He throws up the ward, but he might be dead. Bloody Nine did not skill his Poison Touch, and I'm surprised they decided against it. So Zai gets off a free ward. Do they have sentries, though? They do on Z-Freak, and he's going to counter it immediately.
Yeah, I mean, really good. I mean, they were just in the right place to see him ward, but
30 seconds to battle.
I mean, they can't really kill anyone at level 1. They have probably one of the weakest level 1 here lineups I've ever seen. Because, I mean, Zeus, terrible level 1, doesn't do any damage. Dazzle, probably the worst level 1 support. Ember Spirit, sure he has chains that last for 1 second to level 1. Enigma's getting conversion, so they don't really do anything at level 1. So
yeah, that's true. It'd
pretty
be fun
poor
if they decided to fight.
I mean, Centaur is probably the only hero that does anything at level 1. And he's going to block off this medium camp. Not really going to do anything, as it is a 1v1 matchup.
And this is, I think, a pretty good matchup for RTZ. He should be able to link a lot of damage here. And again, this is the second time I've seen this today, the double ring strat coming out, but this time from a Razor. It's very interesting. Again, you talked about the efficiency that you get, getting that extra, I think you said 36% effective
HP.
Effective HP? Okay, good. I'm glad that we clarified that, just in case anyone was curious, because I know I was. God. All right. We'll see how it goes. But for Complexity, in terms of their lineup, we've got Moonmander playing your Ember Spirit. We're going to have Bloody Nine on your Dazzle. We already have mid lane. It'll be Swindlemelons playing your Zeus. Already roaming bottom is Z-Freak on your Enigma. And, of course, to round it all out is going to be Limp on your Centaur Warner. And that'll be Complexity's lineup.
Yep. And on the side of EG in the off lane, we're going to have Universe playing the Puck, being supported by PPD on the Lich. We have Zai playing the Jungle Doom. In the mid lane, we're going to have Fear on his Brewmaster, and then in the safe lane, RTZ on the Razor. And it does look like Zai was able to actually push Z-Freak out of his own jungle and force him into the enemy jungle. So this Enigma, you know, not getting off to an ideal start, is being pressured a bit by the Doom, and it looks like Zai's actually just going to try to, he's going to try to mirror the Enigma as much as possible.
This will mean that Zai isn't getting that much farm, and he's actually going to take a lot of Eidolon damage, but at least he's pressuring the Enigma, and he's not letting towards that mech early on, just so that they have that, you know, that early team fight potential. And I think that Complexity's lineup, despite having the Ember Spirit, they're very good as soon as the Enigma gets his mech, I think. They'll have the Global coming out from the Zeus. Ember Spirit's pretty strong early on in the game. I think that this is a Complexity lineup that's very good early.
Yep. And I think Doom might actually struggle to find his levels and farm in this particular game. It does look like PPD is able to control the top rune, Zai is going to be able to get the bottom rune, and it's going to be very difficult actually for Swindle to have any rune control in this game.
And that's, I think, a problem. I mean, how are you going to be able to spam out your Arc Lightning or your Lightning Bolt coming out? Luckily, he does have full mana. He does have the bottle. He might be able to crow it as much as possible, but I don't know. I'm not sure if this
They're
is
making a go on Moon Meander as he does overcommit a little bit, and he's going to go down maybe.
One more right click. They did get off the usage of that Shadow Wave, but they do get the first blood. PPD gets it. I got to thank you for the assist, man. I did not catch that one. Ooh, that would have been bad.
Dire's top tower is under
He went a bit too aggressive onto Universe. Universe was baiting a little bit. Then it was just a simple Frost Blast into Orb, and they were able to quickly finish that kill off. As he only has 1 point in the Flame Guard, so it's not really absorbing any of the magic damage yet.
So they're already getting off to a good start in terms of the farm for Evil Geniuses. You have 17 last hits for Fear. This is somebody that is not going to miss many CS if you let him get room to farm in the mid lane, which he's clearly got. And then RTZ down bottom also has 17 CS as well, and he's got a great time because he's against Centaur, who is only 5 CS, and solo versus a solo. Meanwhile, Zai and PPD going at it here with Z-Freak. And Malphite is going. He'll get set up again one more time here, but he decides maybe he can turn around. Bloody9 running at him. I don't think they want to make it go. Zai's just going to try to get out. There's the lightning bolt from Zeus to get the kill. Easy for Swindle.
Yeah. Maybe a little overzealous on the side of EG, but you know, they are pressuring this Enigma really well. I mean, he's only level 3. He's going to be level 3 at 4 minutes, and I mean, usually at the 4:30 mark is when you can actually hit your level 6, so struggling greatly on the jungle Enigma, but at the same time, Zai's only level 2, so he's not getting the greatest of farm either.
It's not easy, I think, jungling Doom without not only a Quelling Blade, but without a stat shield as well. He's done a nice job. Of course, he is using the Dark Troll Warlord, or Dark Troll Summoner's Raise Dead ability, but he is taking a lot of damage here from this Hellbear. He has to Scorched Earth. Meanwhile, Limp is losing a lot of his damage down bottom.
He might die here.
Yeah, he's going to kill him. One more right click, and Arteezy with level 3 Static Link and a double damage easily gets a kill on Limp. I don't think he expected the DD. Meanwhile, top lane, Universe, I think, jaunts it away as he was going a bit too aggressive underneath the tower here, trying to grab a kill. It looks like on Moon, who pops the Flame Guard. He also has a salve, by the way, but Bloody9 has Grave, so even if he gets low, he can always just Grave himself, but he is going to be able to use up his Shadow Wave as well.
I wonder if Limp knew that Arteezy had a double damage, because it's actually quite difficult to see double damage on both Razor, well, and Wisp as well.
It's almost impossible. He's just like a blue lightning remnant. He's got
It's
lightning
actually
all around
kind
him,
of a really obnoxious mechanic. I wish they would actually do something about it, because on most heroes it's actually very visible, but on a select few heroes it's like not nearly as noticeable, and it actually makes a difference.
Well, we probably saw it there. I don't think he noticed the double damage. Zai goes down to a neutral. That was intentional. It looks like he did buy, I think, something.
He bought all his items. He bought a bottle, I believe.
He is
he
still
started
having a
with
rough time, though, but not as rough as maybe we expected. Enigma now, he's sitting at level 4 here. He has boots, and that's it. So he really, I think, he needs a soul ring, if anything. I mean, he doesn't even have that at this point. So.
I mean, picking up the boots probably a smart choice because he's being harassed heavily in the jungle.
Right.
So he wants to have a bit of extra mobility just to make sure that he doesn't fall. And honestly, not too bad considering the start that Doom's having, but I think Doom can recover way better than Enigma. I think Enigma sort of needs to snowball.
Scorched Earth, Searing Chains, PPD taking a lot of damage. She's going to fall. Universe, look at the Flame Guard. Zeus ult goes as well. Universe has to jaunt away. Bloody9 poison touches him, and they will bring him down. He's going to bottle up, it looks like. Here comes Fear, though. There's going to be the phase shift, and Bloody9 silenced up. They will grab the kill. A 2-for-1 exchange, 3-for-1 exchange, as they rotate everyone with the exception of Zeus up to the top lane. They're going to stomp up on Fear. Fear is not going to split here. Great fight for Complexity. They end up getting a lot out of that engagement. I don't think he's going to dive this, though.
I mean, he does have the split available. Moon Meander doesn't have any mana.
Now, the haste is gone regardless.
Yeah,
so Fear, I don't
they're not
think
going to go for
anything.
this. He's almost at his Blink Dagger. Wow, he's doing really well. 44 CS.
Yeah, this is somebody that knows how to hit creeps, man. I mean,
More than the Enigma in the jungle. And I mean, if we look at the CS charts, I mean, Arteezy and Fear are leading the way with 44 and 43 respectively, both in 1v1 matchups. I think it's pretty expected, considering that Zeus can't really pressure a Panda that much, especially when he's able to get all the runes, because, I mean, his team can basically control both sides of the runes, so he's going to be able to spam those claps out, get all the CS. And, of course, Arteezy with Razor against a melee hero, definitely going to be a pretty easy matchup for him.
So, Zai roaming into Dream Coil onto Swindle. TP rotation. He's going to try to TP out. Zai uses the stomp and grabs the kill. Looks like Winning Rift. But what can they get on the back end of this? Malphite is going to go. There's the stomp. It is dodged by the phase shift to the jaunts away. Zai should fall. But I think that's probably an okay trade, honestly.
Yeah, really good for EG. That was like a great play by Universe to dodge the stomp with the phase shift. And they forced 2 rotations, as well as securing the kill on the Zeus, only in exchange for the jungling Doom, so definitely a good kill from them. And good thing that Zai had the War Stomp creep. It also would have worked if he had a net, but
yeah,
he just needed something to cancel the TP.
Yeah, I mean, either way, yeah. They're going to jump right on top of Bloody 9. He's going to grave himself, and Stampede is going to go. Frost Blast and Fear has Blink at 6, but is he going to survive? They will back away. Shadow Wave is going to go, and he will stay healthy and fit as he makes his way out of the jungle and back towards the well. Moon is getting pressured pretty hard. I mean, he does have only 35 CS compared to that of the 59 of Arteezy. He's going to get clapped as well. He's going to pop his Flame Guard. He has Remnant, by the way. He might have to use it. He's still very slow. But look at the crit from Fear. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
And I just want to point out that Arteezy actually picked up a 3rd Ring of Protection.
He turned one of them into a Basilius. The other 2
he has 3. He started with 2 and then he bought another one.
What are these Ring of Protections for?
I mean, it just gives you like really cost-efficient armor.
I mean, I guess at some point.
Yeah, I know, but if you don't need the slots, like right now, it's actually quite cost-efficient, and like he doesn't need the slots right now, so it's actually okay.
What is it, 200 gold per Ring of Protection now, I believe?
Yeah, it's 200. But it is kind of surprising though that he didn't just turn one of them into the Bassi. I'm gonna have to ask him
that extra armor, man.
After the game.
He already has 44% physical damage resistance. I know that's not effective HP, but it's still something. Frost Blast and the Moon at the top lane. They are jumping in. Clap's gonna go. Bloody 9 graves himself. He'll try to TP away, and he should make it out. They don't want to use the Doom for. Actually, don't even have Doom on Zai yet. He's actually on level 5. But they force out yet another TP. Bloody 9 can't even just sit in the lane and help his team out. He actually just gets killed every time.
Right, Complexity are under a great amount of pressure, which is kind of surprising considering how greedy this EG draft is. And if we go ahead and take a look at the gold, it's already almost in 4,000 gold in favor and 3,000 experience in favor of EG.
That's a surprising amount.
Yeah. I mean, they're just doing a great job pressuring these lanes, especially the jungle. Like, they're just roaming the jungle with the Panda and the Doom, and these heroes are quite tanky. And all the meanwhile, Arteezy is just farming both the jungle and the lane. It looks like they are going to try to gank Arteezy.
He's going to go. He might be in some trouble here. Malphite is going to fly. There's going to be the Thunder God's Wrath. They will bring him down. He did buy his Ogre Club before his death. So he loses, I think, nothing in terms of his gold. Fear jumps in. He's going to spot out Bloody 9 as well as Limp. And he does have Split. He hasn't used it yet. Now TP rotation is coming in. This will be from Zai, who doesn't... Oh, now he did get his 6 just recently, but I don't think they'll chase any further. So kill for nothing. A lot of rotations from EG, but they don't get anything out of it.
Yeah. Good kill from Complexity. They definitely needed to kill Arteezy. I mean, he was just sort of snowballing with his farm. Already up to 76 last hits. They are going to solo smoke Zai, as he does have the Doom now available. And it looks like they might find Moon Meander in the mid lane.
This will be probably a kill. Waiting Rift is going to go first. There's going to be the clap. There's going to be the split as well.
They aren't able to get the Doom off.
He actually remnanted away, and he took the Dream Coil. I think he's invulnerable during that. I'm not sure if he actually got stunned up or not.
You're invulnerable, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so he's good. So they needed to find a way to doom him, and I don't know if they knew that he didn't have, or he had a remnant up, but I think you should always assume that he does.
I mean, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And they are probably going to get this bottom tower only sitting at 150
Radiant's top
HP.
tower is under attack.
Swindle is going to try to spam it back, but I think it's just going to fall.
Fear's taking a lot of damage. He has to split. Doom's gonna come in. He's gonna doom him. Moonmeander now in trouble. The Centaur Conqueror stop. There's the Frost Blast and Moon. He thought he was gonna get an easy one on Fear, but it turns out that he was just trying to get the bottom rune, and Fear's like, yeah, I'll take a free kill. Okay.
Dire's bottom tower.
So not only do they get that kill, but they also secure the bottom tower, so that's actually really big on the side of EG. Limiting Ember's farm, Fear not dying, and getting the return kill onto Moonmeander.
That is a 12-minute offlane Blink Dagger for Universe.
Yeah.
That's quite good.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that's such a rough lane for complexity. It was a 2 versus 2, so it wasn't like it wasn't really like a traditional like 1v3 lane. I mean, he does have 55 CS, so
I mean, it just goes to show this guy, he's able to play a lot of these heroes. Again, though, like you talked about, an easier lane than maybe we've given him credit for, but Moonmeander's going to jump it onto Fear. He doesn't have split. Universe is on the backside. Here comes Zod with a double damage rune, by the way. They do have Black Hole. There's the Waiting Rift. Moonmeander in some trouble. There's the ultimate. He's going to try to get away. Sleight of Fist. The Grave comes out. Black Hole. That'll be onto 2, but the Chain Frost cancels it immediately. They will take down Moon, it looks like. No, he gets away with the Remnant yet again, and they can't get a kill. Lip is falling low. He will go down. Universe wants more. He's going to go in, jaunts further. He's looking for Swindle or Z-Freak. Either or is fine. Waiting Rift misses completely. And that's all they get out of that. They should have gotten Moon for sure, but the Remnant was just such a nice job. They're going to come in. They're going to clap Fear onto 3. Beautifully done. Swindle is going to take a spill. Moonmeander, Remnant's forward. Looking for more. He has one more Remnant to go. Now he doesn't. He's out of mana. He's chasing after PPD. Universe blinks yet again. Sahil O'Neal doing it. Juking and jiving, and there's the crit coming out. Double kill for Fear. The old man gets it done again.
Yep. And during all of that, I mean, EG are just masters of fighting with 4 and letting Arteezy farm. And they take a 4v5. They come out fairly even, I would say. I believe they had a buyback. I'm not entirely sure, as there's no fight recap. There was no buyback. Never mind. Okay, so they trade 1 for 2. So they actually come out ahead in that exchange. And, or was it 2 for 2? I don't know, it's so hard to keep track. I think so. Zai died.
But I think he was it. I'm pretty sure he was it. If PPD didn't die, then nobody
Yeah,
else
PPD
died.
didn't die. Okay, so no one else died. And Arteezy, all the meanwhile, was farming up the jungle, farming up the mid lane, and he ends up getting the tier 1 tower in mid.
Is Bloody 9 dead here? He might be in some trouble. Meanwhile, the
Moonmeander's doomed.
Oh my god, they just blew up Moonmeander. There's going to be the usage of the Grave, and Fear is still going, and he looks like he will get this kill. He's very low. Blink clap going in. The ultimate, not nearly enough for a kill on Fear. He actually didn't take all that much damage from that ult from Swindle. And that's still a level 1 ult from Zeus at this point. And that's why it didn't do that much damage.
Yeah. And it looks like they're going to be able to secure this top tier 1 tower as well. And EG are just rolling in this game.
This is not close right now. Although the kill score might show that it maybe is a bit close. They have a 7,500.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And Arteezy is having a personal best as far as CS goes on his hero. So
quite a performance. He's having a good time, man. He's up to about almost 3,000 gold. He's pretty much almost at his BKB if he's going for that item, which I assume he would. They will take a tier 1 tower down bottom, which is nice. Fear's going to try to come and deny, but he'll have to blink away. Speaking of blink, Limp doesn't have his yet, so it's clear that the off lane clearly went better for Evil Geniuses. Again, though, it wasn't your traditional off lane. It was a very tough lane for complexity, and Moon actually had a rough end of the stick there. They're going to catch Fear. Yeah, he just blinks away. Easy.
Yeah, I don't think that Bloody Nine has played bad this game. I think he's actually played quite well on the Dazzle. I just sort of question the Dazzle pick itself if you're going to be running it with an Enigma, just because you're very susceptible to these Lich dual lanes if you're picking a support that is not strong with Enigma. And I think Enigma definitely needs to have a support duo who's very strong. And, I mean, Dazzle really doesn't offer anything in the laning phase. Sure, he might be able to heal a couple times, but no kill potential. Just not a hero that accomplishes very much in the early game. So when you have 2 of these heroes that don't really want to fight early, and then EG are just constantly running at you, you're going to have some problems.
I mean, this is with a very greedy lineup in their own right for Evil Geniuses as well.
but they didn't
making
play it
work.
greedily. I mean, if you the way Zai was playing, he wasn't playing like the traditional. I'm just gonna go farm my jungle, get level 6, and then I'm gonna come out and doom someone. I mean, he was all over this Enigma from the start.
Yeah, absolutely. It really wasn't. Oh, Doom on the Moon. They will stampede him away.
Under attack.
They do force him back nonetheless. Everyone else from EG is up here, with the exception of Fear, who's still farming mid. So Moon is going to be fine. That Doom does nothing. I think Zai jumped the gun a bit, but they can still fight if they want to. Limp's going to come in. Zai's in some trouble. Centaur Conqueror Stomp goes in. Now the BKB for Arteezy. There's the Dream Coil. Limp is caught out. They will grave him nicely. And they will take him down, though. Stomp still goes, but he falls in the end. The Eye of the Storm will take him down, and Arteezy gets the kill. Meanwhile, Fear jumps on top of Z-Freak. He has Split ready to go, but I think he just wants to man-fight him and right-click him down. There's the Drunken Haze going in. The Zeus ult. They're going to try to catch it on the back end of this, it looks like. Arteezy's very low. He might be in some trouble. Swindle. Lightning Bolt misses onto Arteezy, and they're still chasing down Z-Freak in the mid lane, and they finally grab him. Moon does kill PPD on the back end. 1-for-2 trade. Again, Evil Geniuses get the better end.
Yep. So they are able to take PPD out in the end, but at this point, so they trade 2 for 1. Pretty much all the ults on the side of Complexity were expended, except for the Black Hole. And, I mean, EG didn't even... They only used the Doom there. And obviously the Eye of the Storm, but, I mean, that doesn't matter. And all their ults that they used are very short cooldown.
You know what's funny? According to the fight recap, is that even though Evil Geniuses only lost PPD, and Complexity lost 2 heroes...
More?
Yeah, I mean, Complexity gained more money in terms of the sheer raw numbers. So...
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Well,
Radiant's middle tower is under
listen.
attack.
You'll take anything you can get at this point, even if you do lose a couple of heroes. I mean, they're so far behind now. It's almost 10,000 at about 20 minutes of deficit here, so that's quite something. They will pick up the BKB. Zai's going to blink in. Dream Coil, Doom as well. Moon is in some really big trouble.
But Brewmaster is 9-0 when finishing Blink BKB before 20 minutes.
Fear has history on his side.
Is in the bag.
Where's the button? I need one.
I don't know.
I
don't know how Brewmaster says it.
I think he says it drunkenly, like he says all of his lines. It's in the
Probably.
bag, or I don't know, something like that. Something strange. My impressions are bad. Don't listen to me. I'm just an awful person. Arteezy, again, spamming out his Eye of the Storm when he's just farming, which is typical Arteezy. BKB is done. It's been done for some time. 2,000 gold to bank. Next item, Ags, more than likely. Blink for Zai, which got done very early, I'd say, for what he was doing and what position he was playing.
Yeah. And I mean, Enigma just struggling immensely in this game, and while Fear with the great reactions. Oh, that was warded, so...
Stampede, Zai's gonna get caught out, it looks like. He's gonna get stomped. They actually use the Zeus ult as well. They don't even need the stomp. They bring him down, so Zai gets a bit too aggressive. Fear's gonna pop his BKB. Moon is like, I don't want any part of this anymore. There's the Shadow Wave going. Shallow Grave is ready to go for Bloody 9. Clap's gonna come forward. There's the Grave coming in. Sleight of Fist is gonna go as well. Fear's BKB now done. With a double damage rune, he is running train on these guys. Here comes Universe, about to jaunt in, maybe. There's the split going through the Waiting Rift. No Dream Coil. Now Z-Freak Chain Frosted. He is in some trouble. He actually just cast his Black Hole, and it got canceled immediately by PPD. Universe is going to work now. Dream Coil, Bloody 9 trying to TP out. Looks like he will make it. Frost Blast not able to cancel that even if it did get off. Now they're chasing after Swindle. Cyclone's gonna go, and they will bring him down, maybe. They'd have to dive underneath the tier 3 tower with the threat of blinking in. They will go. Universe Waiting Rift. He gets forced further. Phase Shift goes, and they cannot stomp him. And Universe stays alive yet again. All the meanwhile, they just put pressure all over the damn map. That was diving at tier 2 and at tier 3 tower, which they've yet to take this game.
Yep, losing nobody there. They get 2 in exchange. I mean, Enigma's just having a really rough game. I mean, he can't... What does he do this game? The chain is just being saved for his Black Hole. He doesn't even have a BKB yet. Every spell can cancel his... I mean, all these heroes can cancel the Black Hole except for the Razor. And his farm is really suffering this game. He's only at Mech, Treads, and Soul Ring. Probably what you want to have at about 12 minutes, I would say.
He's dead. He's just going to die to this Doom. Although the Eidolons are poking Universe kind of hard. The Blink Zai, Doom coming in, and then obviously the Universe bots Puck into the creep wave. Allows them to secure an easy kill.
Yeah, you know things are going well when your offlaner can just buy bots like an item.
I mean, he also has his Yules almost as well.
Yeah.
That's just like, I'm rich. He's third in net worth right now, sitting at 8.5k. And I don't see this getting any better for Complexity anytime soon. Moonmeander is below the halfway mark in the net worth chart. So he has Phased Drum. He has 7 deaths to his name. This is rivaling Arteezy's Ember performance in Star Ladder.
Oh, come on. I mean, Arteezy had like boots, and he had like phase boots, a bracer, and a wand or something at 50 minutes.
It was not good, no. But again, I'm being over dramatic, but that's fine.
That was quite the game.
It was quite the game indeed. Complexity will pick off Zais. They were a bit kind of aggressive down in that tier 2 tower bottom. So
Arteezy's almost got his Aghanim Scepter. He's about 200 gold away from that, and as soon as he completes that, I think that's gonna be go time for EG, as it's gonna make pushing these tier 2 towers that much easier.
I like what Complexity are doing though. They're gonna Roche, and I don't know if there's any way that you can get to it in time if you're EG. I mean, they don't have medallion, so it is going to be kind of slow, although with Eidolons, maybe not as slow as you would think.
Yeah.
But they might lose the tier 2 tower because of this. Aghanims is now flying out. You talked about it. It's done. Go time indeed. Take these last outer towers and let's get going. That's what Evil Geniuses are saying right now. They popped the Eye Storm, and Arteezy doesn't even have his level 3 ult yet, but he's getting close. Roshan is still taking a long time. Finally, they will pick up the Aegis. It's going to be Moonmeander grabbing it. 2,000 gold in the bank for him. What do you pick up if you're Moon in this game? I don't think you go Battle Fury anymore. It's going to take too long.
I think you still go Battle Fury. Yeah,
Really?
he's still going Battle Fury.
Okay. Well,
It's just it gives you too much like damage and like wave clear potential. I mean, you can just spam slight chains like 2 times on creep waves and they'll just die. So.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Plus, it's like good stats. I mean, good damage stats at least, and I don't know. It's just like the best item on Ember. And honestly, I'm not sure that a crit would do much more.
I guess you don't want to go for survivability because you're just gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're doing that, then you've pretty much lost. You don't have any damage to pump out. Everyone's just gonna survive on Evil Genius.
You have to just go Glass Cannon this game and just hope that you can. I mean, they're in a really tough position.
He has a DD. Blink Stomp onto 2. There's the double edge. There might be a black hole. The Chain Frost is going to come in in a second. Fear actually gets hit up. There's the Dream Coil coming in finally to recover their retreat. But that was a huge kill. Moon comes in, gets a double with the Sleight of Fist. Great Stomp coming out as well from Limp. That is the fight they needed.
That's very sloppy coming out from EG. I mean, there's like, there's no reason for a Doom to be sitting on top of a Razor. I mean, Doom has a Blink Dagger, and
they're gonna ult. Fear's gonna go in right now. They do pop the usage of the Shallow Grave onto Z-Freak. Universe going in. He's gonna jaunt, throw up the Illusion Orb. Z-Freak getting chased down. There's the Earth Charge. 4 staff further with the Chain Frost. Did they split? Absolutely not. Limp. He's going to bring along the Chain Frost with him, but it's going to the Creep Wave. Swindle in trouble now as well. Bloody Nine sitting nearby, but they don't have a grave anymore. Blink away from Fear. He was actually in some trouble in the meantime. They actually lost Universe in that fight. That is not a good trade coming out from Evil Geniuses.
So, let's see. They were able to save the tower, so that's like the one... So they get the Enigma, they trade the Puck and the Lich, but Ember does get all of those kills, so Ember actually just finishes his Battle Fury.
He was nowhere near that a second ago.
I mean, he just got 4 kills.
Like, he had 3, 7, and 2, and then boom, already back up. Now he's going to doom him right now, but Stampede goes. I don't think they can catch him. These are some really interesting dooms from Zai, I'd say. Now, that's the second time he's done that.
I don't... Zai's having a rough game.
I mean, as rough of a game as you can have when you have like a 12-minute Blink Dagger on a 4-position Doom, I'd say. But yeah, you're right. I mean, he's not really hitting the Dooms he should be hitting. And he's been caught out a couple of times, as we saw in that last fight in the mid-tier 2 tower. Now, how much does that actually give them? If we look at the gold graph, that's 4,000 in terms of a differential after these last couple of fights. So that's a lot of net worth that EG just kind of threw away. And experience-wise, that's even worse. They lose 6,000 experience over the past couple of minutes for pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, now EG aren't in as a commanding position. I mean, before that fight, there was no Battle Fury on this Ember Spirit, and honestly, he's only about 900 gold away from his small crits, so that is very significant. I don't think EG can siege these towers as easily as they could have a couple minutes ago. I mean, they were going to try to siege mid. They were probably just going to pop the Eye of the Storm, but unfortunately, Zai caught out with Arteezy in that stomp, and then, I mean, the rest is basically history.
Oh, Fear not
Fear does... I mean, Fear is just enormous at the moment.
They're going to try to stomp him BKB for Fear, though. There's the Stampede. They want to get away immediately. They will make it out. And they can't really afford to split there. I mean, he knows the Stampede's coming.
Yeah. But this fight could actually be good now that they know Stampede is down. Can he get the split off, or is he gonna...
Oh my god, he just got
dies
burned.
first.
He does have buyback. He wants to buy back and TP in. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Universe is pushing into the tier 2 tower. Glyph's gonna go. He's gonna TP back home. They're actually just gonna let this tier 1 tower go. So Complexity now have gotten back into this. I think they're... I think they've had some really good team fights. Although, I don't know how Swindle's going to perform here in the next couple of minutes. I feel like he's going to start falling off. But it really comes down to, I think, Moon and what he can accomplish in these next couple of moments or so.
I mean, there are 2 BKBs on the side of EG, so Swindle's not going to be as effective as he might want to be. But, I mean, now this Dazzle pick is actually doing quite a lot, as he's level 11 now, so he has a level 2 weave, and this hero scales extremely well into the late game, especially against the physical damage heroes like Panda and Razor. So he's going to be quite effective against both of these heroes. And Zai, interestingly enough, picks up a Blade Mail. Very interesting. I would honestly have expected him to go on Aghanims this game, just so that he could doom the Ember and then not worry about it. It's going to do 1250 pure damage at level 16 with an Aghs. And I mean, Ember currently at 2090 HP, so if he was just around Ember for like 2 seconds after he dooms him with an Aghanims in level 16, that'd pretty much be the death of him. I'm not sure what this Blade Mail gives him. I would even say like a BKB would have been better than this.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. It's something that I was not expecting to see. I guess it's good against a lot of the abilities here.
I mean, sure, it's good, but I think he's just going to die anyways.
Yeah.
And what if he gets stunned before he pops the Blade Mail? Then he's just dying before the Blade Mail even gets off.
That's the thing. His positioning has not been on point this game. If he had some better positioning, and maybe I'd say it's okay, but he's got to find a way to be able to take these fights without getting just caught out and, you know, killing him and his team like he has before. But with that being said, they are going to put the pressure now on this tier 2 tower down in the bottom lane. Complexity are going to back away. Moon puts up Revenant nearby. He has 1 Battle Fury to Perseverance already done for a second. Arteezy has Eye of the Storm. He's going to pop it. And they're looking for the tier 2 tower down in this bottom lane. All the meanwhile, top lane's getting pressured by Swindle. Middle lane's getting pressured by Z-Freak. So it looks like they will just and allow Arteezy to take it for the time being. They will have to force a TP back, though, under the top tier 3 tower for EG.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So it looks like Z-Freak does opt for the Blink Dagger instead of the BKB first, and I think it's an okay decision. I mean, maybe just gonna look for a Black Hole if he can get the Lich in it, but PPD generally spot on with his positioning, especially on heroes like Lich, so I highly doubt that he's ever gonna get caught out in a Black Hole, so we're probably going to need to see both a BKB and a Linken's, or a BKB and a Refresher, before we see Enigma's Black Hole being effective in these fights. But at this point, they might not even need the Black Hole. They can just use the Midnight Pulse and the Malefice in these fights, and that probably is enough.
Stampede, they're going to find out Arteezy. He pops up his BKB, but there's the Black Hole coming in the weave as well. He is in some trouble with no help coming nearby. He actually is rather tanky, but there's the Sleight of Fist. Searing Chains, double edge, and Arteezy's done. Great pick coming out from Complexity. That's exactly what they needed.
Yeah.
And that'll lead to a tier 2 tower, maybe?
The way the fight is going, using a Black Hole for a single kill is actually very good.
Swindle's going to try to TP away, and it looks like he will make it out. Fear has no way of really locking him down without using his split, and even if he used his split there, wouldn't have been in time, so... Alright. Yeah, I agree with you. You get the Black Hole off onto a single hero, it's certainly more than enough, especially Arteezy. That's the leading farmer in terms of net worth. And he's going for Shiva's Garden. He's very close, I believe. In fact, he actually has the Shiva's done. He just needs to get it from the courier when he's alive again. So that's kind of scary. So
Who has Shivas?
RTZ.
Oh, Arteezy has Shivas. Okay. So Arteezy has Shivas, and Fear almost has his AC. So a lot of armor items coming out for the side of EG. So, I mean, it's going to be so hard for them to kill both Fear and Arteezy. I mean, we saw in that last engagement, they hold Arteezy for an entire black hole duration, and he was, while he had BKB on, and he still survived for about 4 additional seconds. So while these BKBs are on, they don't really have the physical damage to deal with both the Panda and the Razor right now.
Yeah, but they're getting there. Moon is almost got his battle. I think his Battle Fury is actually
He's going
flying out.
second Battle Fury.
Yeah, he has his second Battle Fury.
Yep.
And Swindle actually has an Axe flying out, I believe. No, he actually needs the point booster still. So he's not quite there yet.
So Moon has actually caught up quite nicely this game. It came pretty much off the back of the 2 kills mid against Arteezy and Zai that he picked up, and then the 2 kills on the support heroes that followed about 45 seconds after that on the re-engage by EG. So, I mean, Complexity found a lot of space after a couple of mistakes from EG.
That's been kind of the story of these games today, I feel like, but we'll have to wait and see how Evil Geniuses respond. I think at this point, it's a max duration Roshan. That is rather unfortunate, but at the same time...
Arteezy's set to break his own record of CS on Razor. Interesting.
What's he got now? 259? Alright.
He needs 11 CS.
He's not far away, to say the very least. And he is, well, Fear gonna get slight searing chained. Arteezy is currently in the jungle, so he's a couple of CS away from getting there. What is the CS record for him?
I think it was 269.
Okay. There's going to be the Thunder God's Wrath. TP now coming up from Fear. Zai will not be so lucky, however. He does Centaur Stomp, and he actually has Blink in 2 seconds, but the Urn is going to make sure that he doesn't blink away. And Moon gets yet another kill. And then also, an Atos is finished up here for Z-Freak as well.
I'm just not understanding this Blade Mail pickup at all. He does go ahead and pick up the point booster, and looks like he's working towards an Axe. I just feel like, if you're... I mean, at this point in the game, I think they basically... They switched from... They're going to take this, they were going to try to end it, to we're going to take it late game. And I think once that happens, you don't build items like Blade Mail anymore. You need to build items that are good late game, and both, I think Ags would have been fine, or a BKB, but I know I've kind of been harping on this Blade Mail pickup a lot, but I just think it's like completely useless. And we saw there, like, he didn't even use it until he had like 200 HP left.
Well, at that point, I mean, I think it's more so for a team fight than anything else. But the question is, when is that actually going to happen? I mean, if they try to contest, I mean, they actually can try to contest Roche now. They know that it's up. It's max duration. They have to have an understanding. Will they go in blind is the question, into a black hole that Z-Freak actually has ready to go. I mean, they have Stampede. They're actually leaving the pit. Complexity don't want to take this, and I think this is the better decision. There is a smoke for Evil Geniuses. They have the Assault Cuirass now done. There is no reason for Complexity to take this fight here. And there is all of the reason for Evil Geniuses to try to force the issue. And they'll head over to the pit. And they know that they're not in there because Eye Smoke has not been broken yet. Fear is going to walk in. There is plenty of vision coming out, although not all of it on the Roche pit. You see the ward coming out, really, from Complexity. They don't know that they're necessarily in the pit. And they don't know how many people are there. Arteezy is going in. They have the Assault Cuirass debuff on Roshan. It's falling quickly. Fear is doing a nice job of tanking it up. And it looks
Complexity
like
can't fight this.
There is no Remnant in the pit either, so they can't even get a steal, really. They're going to pick it up, but here comes Z-Freak. He's going to be Cyclone as well. Are they going to try to fight? Z-Freak is in trouble. He is going to get hexed as well. That is Universe's hex that he just picked up. They take an easy kill. Now Zai jumping in, dooms up on the Moonmander, pops the Blade Mail. What does that actually do for them? Fear might split. Yes, there he goes. Now Limp has to get away. They've already used the Stampede. He does get forced out and blinks away. And so that's split for pretty much nothing. He's going to walk up to the high ground. Moonmander remnanting back to the mid lane. They're diving so far for this. Why are they diving for this? Bloody Nine now getting up. There's the stomp. Misses completely. Bloody Nine's low. There's the waiting rift. Universe is past the tier 4 tower. They clap down Bloody Nine. They're looking for Swindle. Fear has no split left, but he does have his Aegis if necessary. Universe is phase shifted. They finally made their way back towards the tier 3 tower. It took them some time. Now there's going to be the static leak on Moonmander. He falls, and he actually doesn't have buyback. And all of a sudden, the most anticlimactic way this could end. It possibly might go in that direction. TP now coming in. That'll be from Limp, I believe. They actually have to back away as Fear is getting low. It's not done yet. There's the Hex coming out. No double edge. Fear is in some trouble. The clap coming through Arteezy's very low. There's the Chain Frost going in. Limp's low. He'll take the brunt of it. There's the Black Hole coming in from Z-Freak. What can they get done? Lightning Bolt, Z-Freak, they'll bring down one. Arteezy, Shivas, and now Fear has to go down as well with 70 seconds on his respawn time. Arteezy's going to try to TP out. No such luck. Swindle uses his Lightning Bolt. Just hit the damn buildings, guys.
The fight recap. So,
Oh my god.
Complexity come out with a 2,200 gold advantage, and they get quite a lot of experience from that fight. EG do burn the Aegis, and Panda does end up falling a second time. I'm not actually sure why they dove that heavily. I think the initial dive was probably okay, and I think they wanted to keep fighting while they had the Panda split up, but I mean, once you're diving into tier 4s, you're just taking so much damage from these towers. I mean, they do about the same amount of damage as most of the heroes in the game right now, so a bit questionable by EG to just continue to dive. And they weren't even diving with all their heroes. It was like Panda and Puck were diving, and then Arteezy was trying to hit towers, and then he killed Moon Meander, but
What did they actually get out of that fight?
I mean, they
like
lose the
nothing.
Aegis.
They
got
lost
nothing.
Aegis, they lost a tier 2 tower, they didn't get a tier 3 tower, it's still at more than half health. And they've given a lot of room for Complexity to get back into this. I mean, I don't understand the reasoning behind it. I'm not going to question it. I'm all for, heavy aggressive style of plays from, in Dota, but there's a time and a place, man. I think that's probably it. That's it right there. Jesus.
Yep. And they are going to smoke.
So there, that's the CS. So he doesn't get there, unfortunately.
Terrible stats, man.
Report Phage. Rip.
Fire Phage.
Yes. Jack Fire Phage. No, we're not gonna fire you. We're just kidding, buddy. It's okay. So now we will see them head up to the top lane. Fear's gonna be leading the way. He has his Blink Assault Cuirass. They've got everything that they really need. They just need to not dive. And they need to have a Doom that's really effective. The last Dooms, I jumped in and he doomed a hero, and then he just died.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, he was way ahead of his team in that fight.
Very
Honestly, Zai just seems sort of out of place, or out of sorts this game. I don't know if he's just not comfortable playing this hero, or if he's just not having a good game, or what's going on, but this is not a typical Zai.
Oh my lord, Fear is blown up. He melted immediately. He didn't even get to pop his BKB, and all the while Z-Freak pushes down the bottom tier 2 tower. That was the Aghanim's ult, the Searing Chains, that Sleight of Fist proc coming out with the Chrysalis from Moon Meander did most of the work. Jesus.
Alright, EG are in trouble now.
I would have to agree. Look at the net worth graph, man.
It's only the 16th time Blade Mail has been purchased on Doom.
Are we going to see it?
26% win rate on Doom.
Yeah, is this a throw? Is this throw territory for Evil Geniuses? They have more than a 10,000 gold lead at this point, or they had one. It's gone. It's been immediately disintegrated.
Are they using the throw courier? No.
They are. That's right. They are. I believe.
It's not, that's
it changes. It changes between when heroes use it. Now they will catch out PPD. He's gonna mech himself up and stay alive for the time being. Zai's low. Zai's gonna pop the Blade Mill again at like 5 HP. He'll die. PPD's about to fall as well. He goes down. 3 heroes dead, none of which have buyback. Swindle did get doomed, and yes, Universe is pushing top, but we are in a throw situation here. There's a red alert. Throw is back on the market. I don't know what the hell is happening. EG, what's happening, guys? You're back to your old ways. Universe is caught. Look at that slight damage. 600 damage just from the one crit. He has got to back away. He pops the regen rune, luckily enough. Dear Lord.
I mean, this game suddenly gets very difficult for EG now that Ember's got significant farm, and he's very close to his Daedalus, about 400 gold, and the Crimson Guard picked up on Enigma. That's actually a really big item against Razor. It pretty much negates the entire damage of Eye of the Storm.
Mm-hmm. I think it's pretty damn good this game.
Yeah,
I think that item's just great all the time.
Yeah, Eye of the Storm does 63 physical damage, and it is blocked by the Crimson Guard, which blocks 50. So Eye of the Storm's only going to be doing 13 damage to heroes in these team fights while Crimson Guard is active.
Yeah. It does nothing.
It still reduces armor, so that's still nice. But...
Okay, well, yeah. Not necessarily nothing, but... You know what I'm saying.
No, I was just saying that it still reduces armor, so... it is okay in that regard, but...
The EG have been forced to split push. Universe has actually been the split pushing here. Bloody Nine's going to poison touch him, and he does blink, and he's going to TP now as well. But he gets stunned up by the last tick of the poison touch, and now I think Universe is actually just dead. Shiva's guard is going to go. There's the stop, and Universe is dead. That was really well timed from Limp. That was actually kind of impressive. So Universe dies. I think he might have thought that the poison touch had lost its stun completely.
Well, Complexity has a gold lead now.
Oh my god. It's very slight, if anything. It is... They are edging them out, to say the least. But the experience lead is a bit bigger deal.
I think Complexity are in a commanding position at this point. Now, how can EG come back into this game and take a victory? They need... What item is...
That's an item.
Arteezy going? So Arteezy is going for the refresher.
He has it.
It's not enough, I think, just because of the Crimson Guard. Like, even with 2 ults, I mean, they're still only going to be doing 13 damage a tick.
Right, it doesn't increase the damage, it just makes it, you have more.
It just makes it so that you have 2 of them instead of 1, so...
It's good against towers, though. I mean, Crimson Guard will not protect against the towers. So, theoretically... And
it does give him 2 BKBs, so that's always important to note. So he's now going to have... So his next BKB will be 11 seconds, as he still has a 6-second BKB. I imagine Fear will be working on a Hex or an Abyssal Blade next. I mean, EG by no means are out of this game. I mean, if they can find some picks on Ember Spirit, and they do have the Hex, so...
man. This is...
I mean, it is still winnable for EG. I just think that they're in a difficult position now, because...
They were winning so hard. They had a 10,000 net worth lead at 10 minutes into or 20 minutes into the game, and it just kind of got away from them. But at the same time, Complexity has played a heck of a game. A lot of it comes down to them feeding away a couple of kills to Moon Meander. And you could argue that they've dumbed down, they've nerfed down 6.82 in the bounties, but clearly not. Moon has caught up rather effectively just from kills alone.
I wouldn't even say that this is a result of the bounty system. I would say this is a result of sloppy team fights by EG.
Yes.
It's like, I mean, the bounty system honestly isn't even that much different in this patch than the previous one. It's mostly the experience. And look, there's the throw courier.
How majestic. Thunder God's Wrath just for scouting. Zai is actually out of position. He's going to blink away back up to his own high ground, but Roshan's up. The third Rosh now. This one has cheese. They're going to remnant it in, and again, I think this time you do have to contest again for Evil Geniuses. In Complexity, they might be able to get away with contesting this one. I'd say, again, though, the refresher does come out for Arteezy. This could be tough. Swindle, Bloody Nine might get caught out. Arteezy's making his way towards the jungle with the trees just respawning. Sleight of Fist Searing Chains doesn't go. It actually, he has to remnant back over to the Roche Pit. And they're still chasing after Bloody Nine. Arteezy's fast, but he's not that fast. You can't catch them. Can't chase them down.
Yep. And it looks like EG are going to try for Roshan. Complexity do know this is happening, though, with that word on the high ground.
They're all grouping up. The only hero that isn't here is Z-Freak, and he's TPing in. This is going to be a tough sell for both squads. Blink Stomp onto 2 yet again. PPD dead. Zai can't even get his Doom off. What a fight for Complexity to start things off. Now Z-Freak, Black Hole onto Arteezy. They will split. He is going to get hit up in the side with, of course, the Boulder Toss. Now there's a lot of damage from Universe. Arteezy is going to work. They couldn't get the Crimson Guard off. And Bloody Nine, he's forced to try to use his Guard of the Angel, and he's going to try to stay alive. Excuse me, Shallow Grave. Swindle getting forced away as well. Meanwhile, Moonbeater is doing work. Arteezy's still barely alive. The Remnant, he's going to try to Remnant across. Arteezy's getting low. There's the ultimate coming out from Swindle. They force the buyback on a couple of heroes. Fear's about to fall. This might be a team wipe. EG going to lose all 5 heroes. Fear's staying alive for just a bit longer, but Complexity on the back end of a very good stomp from Limp. That pretty much won them the fight. Although they have to use 2 buybacks, it's more than worth it, as they will secure Roshan and an Aegis for Moon Meander.
Yep. And honestly, that went better for EG than I thought it would, to be honest. I thought after the Lich and the Doom got caught out without using any abilities that they were just going to get rolled in that team fight. But Arteezy actually did so much damage because the Crimson Guard wasn't popped. And they were able to kill the Enigma, and I believe they killed Enigma, Centaur,
Zeus, I think?
and Dazzle? No one else died. So they killed Enigma and Centaur. They did end up losing all 5 heroes, but a valiant effort with 2 heroes. And, I mean, honestly, what do they have left to deal with Moon Meander? And Moon Meander goes ahead and picks up both a Ultimate Orb and his Boots of Travel now, so...
Perhaps a Scotty coming up from Moon. We'll have to wait and see. Arteezy's going to get pushed back. They're going to focus the racks down. And the first melee racks of the game is going to go to Complexity. There's no way that Evil Geniuses can contest this. Zai jumps in rather early. There's going to be a Doom. No, it doesn't come in. In fact, Zai just gets blown up again. And Arteezy is static linking, yes, but is it going to be enough? Dream Coil is there. But where's the extra damage coming from? Eye of the Storm did some work, but it didn't do nearly enough. Fear's back to life. He will have split, but this Rax is done. And Complexity takes a commanding lead in this first game in a 2-game series here. A game that many thought Evil Geniuses would roll over Complexity. And Complexity are playing a solid game. Jumping from Fear, BKB, winning Rift down to all 5. Moon in some trouble. He does still have the Aegis in. It's going to get popped. Z-Freak, he doesn't have the Black Hole. Bloody Knight getting brought low. He does have the Grave, but he's going to get stunned up. But he should be able to use it. He does get it off in the end. Now Moon's hexed up as well. They have no real damage to bring him down. PPD does have the Chain Frost, but he is going to get a toast up. He's in trouble. Another Waning Rift coming out from Universe. He's making the big plays, but they don't have the damage to work with. Zai is still dead. Sledivis goes yet again. Fear's ult now done. And with his ult done, nothing has been accomplished. Complexity are still fighting fit, and they're going to work on this set of racks. There's the Sledivis going. They're going to push into the melee. Here comes Arteezy. Shiva's Guard going for both squads. Now the Static Link going. Eye of the Storm. They're going to force out and try to get away. Stampede. No jaunt coming in, but here comes Zai. Now he's going to get stomped up as well. Zai dies again. You've got to be kidding me. Zai with one of the roughest games. Now there's going to be a Black Hole, but it gets canceled. Chain Frost being used. Z-Freak now getting blown up, but only one dead, and that's Limp on the side of Complexity. Fear, it's in trouble. There's the clap. He wants Z-Freak. Will he get it? Crimson Guard keeps him alive, but he will fall. But now Moon going toe-to-toe with Fear, and Fear cannot stand up to that Emperor Spirit. The fire is just too damn hot. They're still going. PPD getting brought low. He's done. Swindle grabs a kill. He's wicked sick. 4 dead. Complexity are about to become the ones that win this game. They were the underdogs. Now they're the top dogs as they call GG. And Complexity with a 1-0 lead in a 2-game series. Great game. Woo, baby.
Both Moon and Arteezy are undefeated on their current heroes during pro play. 2-0 and 8-0. 2-0, what a sample size.
There's the sample size Jake you're looking for. Oh, man. And he's no longer undefeated. Arteezy goes down on Razor for the first time in 6.82, by the way.
And honestly, this is like one of those games where we probably won't see Zai playing Doom for at least 6 months.
They're just like, no, man, we can't give you that hero anymore, sorry. But that was...
I really feel like he should have just gone BKB after the blink. I mean, we saw in these fights, if he had just had a BKB, he would have gotten off a Doom on a crucial target every fight. Every fight he was getting stomped and then just Zeus nuked and he just dies. And he dies 14 times this game, not getting a Doom off in, I would say, the last 4 team fights. So, I mean, I think overall EG could have definitely executed better as a team. I think they dove a bit too far inside of Complexity's base and sort of threw a little bit. But Zai definitely not having a performance that we're used to seeing from him.
No, definitely not. You could even say that the EG throws are back. Their courier identifies with them, and it's been a while. But that was an uncharacteristic loss, but a giant win for Complexity that not many expected. Of course, that'll be the end of game number 1. Again, my name is Mott. With me today is F4L, and of course, our stats man as well is going to be that Phage guy. You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow me at MottDota. With me is F4L. You can follow him at F4LDota, and Phage, which is at that Phage guy. Check out DotaPit as well at twitter.com/DotaPit. And DotaPit.com as well. And we will jump into a break and then into game number 2, which will be our last game of the day, guys. So stick around. We'll be right back.